3776. We need to do it quickly because Gary Ellerson's going to be on. We don't want to short him his important time. 1-800-990-3776. Rainman. As a contestant, you automatically get a $25 gift card from Cousin Subs. And if you are the winning contestant, then that means in what's going on all the way through the end of the year, you would win Cousin Subs for a year, which is about $300. So, Rainman brought to you by Cousin Subs. Rainman also brought to you by Saganiac Planning, a name synonymous with employee benefits and top-notch service. And I didn't mention this, but I do now every time. They've been doing it well for over 50 years. That's why employee benefits, all these things that can be complicated, not for Saganiac Planning. They've been killing it for over 50 years. Yeah, I do something well, and I do it over 50 years. I'm going to be close to perfect. They don't say that, but Saganiac Planning, a name synonymous with employee benefits, top-notch service, and doing it well for over 50 years. 1-800-990-3776. We'll get Gary Ellerson on, but I got to make up Rainman because we didn't do it on Wednesday. Pebble, do we have a contestant yet?
We do. Terry in Waukesha.
Terry in Waukesha. I think Terry's a veteran of this. I think Terry might end up being the leader after this. Terry, you're on 94.5 ESPN. Good afternoon. Your resume, please. Are you a former champion?
Homer, I am a former champion. I'm a former three-time champion.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Did you win the last time or not?
I did not.
Okay. Yeah. First question is the Big Papa Saganiac Planning Marquette trivia question. Terry, we're looking at double figures here, I say, if it's the Terry I know. We'll see. That's what you do. You get a reputation. He's got a great resume. First question, the Big Papa Saganiac Planning Marquette trivia question. You ready to go, Terry?
Let's go.
3, 2, 1, go. The year Marquette won the national title.
1977.
Correct. Who said, I want to vomit?
Pass.
LaFleur, Matt LaFleur, was the college quarterback coach at what college in 2014?
Notre Dame.
Correct. I was the assistant tennis coach at what college in the 70s?
Notre Dame.
Correct. How many national titles for Nick Saban?
7.
Correct. The school where Nick Saban won his first national title.
LSU.
Correct. In what state did Nick Saban win a high school state title as a quarterback?
Pass.
Saban was the head coach at Toledo. He left to become defensive coordinator for what coach?
Bill Belichick.
Correct. How many MVP titles for Robin Yount?
2.
Correct. According to Wikipedia, he's the last 18-year-old to hit a home run in the major leagues.
Andrew Jones.
Incorrect. He holds the NFL record most consecutive snaps, 10,363.
As a center?
Any position.
Mike Webster.
Incorrect. Holds the NFL record, 170 consecutive starts by a running back.
Oh, boy. Walter Payton.
Correct. Holds the NFL record, 2,673 points.
George Blanda.
Incorrect. Holds the NFL record, 208 touchdowns.
Jerry Rice.
Correct. Only running back to lead the NFL 6 seasons in rushing attempts.
Derrick Henry.
Incorrect. In what state did Nick Saban win a high school state title as a quarterback?
Ohio.
Incorrect. Who said, I want to vomit?
Steve Kerr.
Incorrect. I think we're through them all. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I got 9. Pebble, did you get 9?
I have 9 as well, yes.
All right, and I've been willing to say I have so much faith in Terry. If I got a question wrong, maybe he'll have more than 9, and maybe he's right and I'm wrong, but I don't think so. All right, in what year Marquette won the national title? 1977. That's one. Who said, I want to vomit?
Matt LaFleur.
Matt LaFleur, after a comment from Jason Wilde. LaFleur was the college quarterback coach at what college in 2014? Notre Dame, correct. I was the assistant tennis coach at Notre Dame, correct. How many national titles for Nick Saban? 7, correct. First one at LSU, correct. In what state did Nick Saban win a high school state title as a quarterback?
West Virginia?
West Virginia is correct. Yes, he left Toledo to be the defensive coordinator for Bill Belichick. Robin Yount, 2 MVPs. According to Wikipedia, he's the last 18-year-old to hit a home run in the majors.
Robin Yount?
Robin Yount is correct. Andrew Jones, look at that. I don't think he was 18.
I think he was 19, I think.
Yep. All right, Pebble will know this, and Terry, you'll be surprised you missed it. He holds the NFL record most consecutive snaps, 10,363.
Brett Favre.
Joe Thomas.
Joe Thomas.
Yep.
Oh.
Holds the record 170 consecutive starts by running back Walter Payton. Holds the NFL record 2,673 points. Better look this one up, I'm worried. Adam Vinatieri. I believe that's right. He holds an NFL record 208 touchdowns. Jerry Rice. Only running back to lead the NFL 6 seasons in rushing attempts.
Eric Dickerson?
Nope, keep going. Whenever you don't know, who do you guess?
Walter Payton?
No, even more than that. Guaranteed. Every running back.
Joe Brown? Or Jim Brown?
Jim Brown is the correct answer. All right. So I'm worried because Terry's often so right. I'm worried about Vinatieri, Jim Brown. I know Joe Thomas is right. And Robin Yount. So Terry is our leader at 9 with the understanding that he's so good.
Vinatieri's right. 2,673 total points.
And then I know Jim Brown is right. Joe Thomas right there.
I'm sure you're right.
What?
I'm sure you're right, Homer.
Look at
You're an excellent fact checker.
between me and you, I'd say it's 50-50. Congratulations, you got 9.
Thanks, Homer.
And you are the leader. And if we have to adjust it to 10, then we will. But I don't think so. I think I got him right there. And I said, according to Wikipedia, he's the last 18-year-old to hit a home run in the majors. That's what it says on Robin Yount's page. I think Andrew Jones was 19. There were a lot of guys who have done it at 19. I was wondering even about Cheerio, but he didn't hit one at 18. He started the year at 19, didn't he? I'm not even sure. All right. Rainman is up by Terry. We're not taking a break because Gary Ellerson's been kind enough to wait because I was on assignment Wednesday, so he didn't do Rainman. And this is my trivia question that will be in a future Rainman. He was I don't know if he was the football or the athlete of the year in the state of Georgia following Herschel Walker. He's joining the show now, Gary Ellerson. Gary, what is accurate about what award you won? Were you the high school football player of the year?
Right. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yeah.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah, you sound good, I think. Pebble, you sound good. Does to me.
So far.
Yeah. So what award, were you the high school football player of the year in Georgia? It was the year after Herschel Walker, right? Or before?
Is there some question to this? Or,
yeah, because I want to make sure I'm accurate because I'm going to use it in the future for Rainman. But I am correct, right?
I would just say leave me out of Rainman. It's a complicated.
All I have to do is find it somewhere on the internet, and then, like, if it says on your page in Wikipedia,
it's a complicated situation.
It is.
Homer. I'm gonna have to. Yeah. We're gonna have to talk about this off air.
No, okay. Then we won't use it. I'll find another. I'll find another one for you.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what it was. Yeah.
We're gonna
people
talk
think
about,
people think that you left Wisconsin.
How about this, Homer? I'm gonna give you a little bit insight on the inside, real quick.
Oh, good.
So I make the Georgia high school all-star team.
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it.
And then we weren't playing. It was. I think
now we're losing Gary a little bit.
Huh?
Now we're losing you a little bit, and this is very important. We can't lose you on this. All right, Pebble, let's take a break and then reload it to make sure. We'll take a break, and Pebble will do his thing, and then we'll get what was it, Pebble? The inside of the inside?
The inside on the inside, yeah.
The inside. We've never had the inside of the inside, but that.
It's a lot like.
We're losing you, and so it's just not fair to the greatness of what you're saying. Round 2 with Gary Ellerson, the inside on the inside, next.
More of the Homer Hour coming up next on 94.5 ESPN.
Southbound on 43, backing up from just south of Silver Spring, pretty much all the way down past Keefe. Northbound's backed up from Fond du Lac Avenue up past Keefe. Westbound 94 backed up from about 16th Street up to Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound 94 backups just east of Highway 16 past Highway F. Then again through the Barker Road area, and then one more slowdown from about 92nd Street all the way to 68. Northbound 94, just as you're getting into the Mitchell interchange, we do have an accident off on the right shoulder, still being worked on right now. Traffic is brought to you by Great Lakes Dragaway, a quarter-mile-long drag strip plus a drift pad. Even drive your own car on the track. Find full event schedules and ticket information at GreatLakesDragaway.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, rain ending with a low of 67. Tomorrow, spotty showers, storms possible with mostly cloudy skies. Otherwise, a high of 78. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Rick was at risk for a stroke, but now he's taking steps to reduce that risk. He checks his high blood pressure routinely to keep it under control. He exercises 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week to get his heart pumping. He also calls the Wisconsin Tobacco Quit line to help him manage his nicotine cravings. Did you know 80% of all strokes are preventable? Be like Rick and reduce your risk of stroke. Good job, Rick. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services Coverdale Stroke Program.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
Faith and Bigora, lads and lassies. Irish Fest is almost here. One of the great Milwaukee summer festivals. And we'd like to send you there. Compliments of Discount Liquor. Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor. Purchase any 1 18-pack of Miller Lite, Draft, or 64, or Coors Light, and receive 1 free ticket to Irish Fest. But don't delay. Tickets go quickly, and I know you don't want to miss all the great Irish food and beverages. Visit us today at 51st in Oklahoma and Milwaukee, and on Barstow and Main in downtown Waukesha. Discount Liquor, voted best liquor store in Milwaukee again. See us this week for your free Irish Fest ticket.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
Check out all of our weekly specials at discountliquorinc.com.
An epic Brewers homestand kicks off August 9th, featuring a division duel against the Reds. First place battles with the Dodgers and Guardians, plus 3 giveaway games. Find the game for you at brewers.com/tickets.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher, and summer is here. But if you want your parking lots and asphalt to be ready for winter, you have to remember the 3 R's from Johnson & Sons Paving. Reseal every 2 to 3 years. Repair when you see signs of cracking or potholes. And replace if there's constant standing water, buckling, or sinking. Don't scare customers or tenants away because of a bad parking lot. Connect with Johnson & Sons today before minor repairs end up being huge headaches. Schedule an appointment at johnsonsonspaving.com.
You've paid too much for that nice ride. Why put it through a gas station car wash when you can treat it to Tsunami Express instead? At Tsunami Express Car Wash, you can expect nothing but the best with unlimited wash memberships, state-of-the-art wash technology, and powerful free vacuums. With their 5th location opening at 5209 West Fond du Lac Avenue in Milwaukee, make sure to stop by and get a free car wash from August 21st through September 1st. That's a $22 value for free. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat. Learn more at TsunamiExpress.com.
Hi, it's Haley from the newest Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men in Oak Creek. Come see me today. Haircuts are just $20. Lady Jane's, Oak Creek on Howell Ave, just south of Putes Road. Walk in anytime, 7 days a week, even Sundays. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
This is the Homer Hour on 94.5 ESPN.
Fisco Auto Body, I tell you to go there so you'll like them and you'll like me. I admit it. People who listen to me go there. Hey, Homer, thanks. They're fantastic. Yes, they are. Fisco Auto Body on Forest Home in Franklin. On Forest Home in Franklin. How are they so good? It's a family business owned since 1931. It's not what they do, it's who they are. By the time they're fixing your car, they've been doing it so long, they can't tell you how easy it is. I'll tell you. Fisco Auto Body on Forest Home in Franklin. Like them, and then thank me. Yes, Fisco has helped my reputation. Fisco, 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 so you remember the name. Gary Ellerson is going to tell us the inside of the inside, if I have that right. Assuming we don't have technical difficulties. All right, Gary Ellerson, take it away.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Pebble will decide if we need to just have you do a phone line. By the way, I'm going to bring you a piece of equipment so that you will always have it done very easily. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're going to have to break it at some point.
I will. I got it taken care of. I got your back. I'm your Mal Kennedy, too.
All right. So you are infatuated with my high school career.
I am, yes. You were great.
I got the Packers are in. I got the Packers in Denver, and they didn't do very well. And Jordan Love didn't play very well. We got Bo Nix showing out. You want to talk about high school football, but let me just give you a little bit of this, the inside on the. You ready for this?
Pebble, is it good enough to continue, or should we just?
Yeah, I'm having him on the phone, home. I'm having him call on the phone.
All right, we're going to call you right back and do it on the phone. I'll fill in by selling some great products, and we'll have Gary Ellerson on the phone. And yes, I'm more interested in Gary Ellerson's high school career because he was historically good than an insignificant practice between the Packers and the Broncos. And yes, it's more important than the game that they're playing on Sunday, which is a JV game. But as long as nobody of significance gets hurt, I view the Packers preseason as fantastic because it's just fiddling and diddling. And even the games, while more important, and even the workouts like they had today, more important than the JV game, still of very little significance. By the way, there's a good chance you're on a budget. We all are. She wants a diamond. You know it. I know it. And Robert Hack Diamonds knows it, too, because they offer a huge collection of lab-grown diamonds, and they sell them at crazy prices. 2-carat total weight diamond studs for $8.95. They can get any size, shape, or clarity in natural or lab-grown diamonds. Don't buy, or as I say, do whatever you want. Just make sure you go buy Robert Hack Diamonds, because they know when you go there, it's over. $8.95 for a 2-carat pair of diamond studs in Greenfield and in Brookfield. Why overspend when you can save? Yep. They got it figured out. Some jewelers, $5,000 for a lab-grown diamond, not Robert Hack. Your visit will be worth it. And remember, they also offer repair service, and as they did for me, cash for your old gold. Before you do anything, call Robert Hack Diamonds. You'll thank me just like they do a physical. RobertHackDiamonds.com for information. Robert Hack Diamonds. Visit them in Brookfield or in Greenfield. All right, Gary Ellerson on his high school career, which I think is of more importance because the workout between the Packers and the Broncos, more important than the JV game, but still. As long as nobody gets hurt, great preseason. You agree with me on that, Gary? It's all that matters preseason. Nobody of significance gets hurt.
That's true. I would agree with that.
All right, okay. Now back to, so that's why I'm fascinated with your high school career, and also because there's a connection between you and Herschel Walker.
Well, let me just tell this story.
All right.
So I'm in the Georgia High School All-Star game, and this was a couple years before Georgia played Florida High School All-Stars.
Oh, I didn't know
they had divided up. They had divided up in South Georgia versus North Georgia in the high school all-star game. 2 years later, it was the Georgia High School All-Stars played against the Florida High School All-Stars.
Whoa, that had to be big.
Oh, yeah. And so it was weird in this practice when I got up to Atlanta. And the head coach, I just felt he came up to me right away, right out the bat, and says, "Hey, Gary, what position you want to play? Do you want to play split end? Or do you want to play flanker?" And right away, I said flanker because I knew this guy's offense. They moved the flanker around a lot, and he was in the slot, and he could be in motion and move out the ball. And that way, I knew the corners couldn't press the flanker. And so I said flanker, so I figured I can get a lot of passes. And there was already some rumblings that when I decided to go to Wisconsin, the University of Georgia, they weren't very happy that, the best player in the state leaves and goes north. Matter of fact, Homer, and I never told this story on air, there was a publication that came out when I decided to come to Wisconsin. They wrote a big article and said, Gary Ellerson leaves the South to join the Yankees. Not the baseball team.
That's how big you were. By the way, you were not the year. You were 2 years after Herschel Walker. Herschel Walker was 79. You were 81.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
To be accurate.
Yeah, to be accurate. Let's get it all accurate. Let's get the stories correct.
They were mad. What the hell are you going to Wisconsin? You're from the South. You're from Georgia. You should be going to Georgia. And if not,
nobody was doing that, especially Wisconsin. Michigan, they might have got down with. Ohio State, they might have said okay. USC, okay, but not Wisconsin.
So are they still mad at you now? Well, they put you in the Albany Hall of Fame, so they must be okay with it.
So years later, they put me in a Albany Hall of Fame, which I should have been in a long time ago. So this guy gets up to introduce me. And as he introducing me and accept my Hall of Fame plaque and all this kind of stuff in my hometown, the guy turns to me, and matter of fact, it was the head coach of the Georgia basketball. I think his last name was Durham, maybe Hugh Durham.
Yes,
I
Durham.
It was.
Yes, Durham is his last name. He was the basketball coach at Georgia.
At University of Georgia.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So he gave the speech of introducing me to the crowd. And he looks at the crowd and says, folks, obviously Gary wasn't good in geography. He probably got an F because he doesn't know what Georgia is.
It's Hugh Durham is his name. Yes, you're correct. That's mean. Or is he just trying to be funny?
Well, they're still, come on, cuz. They're still fighting the war down there, man.
All right. Well, people need to know that's how good you were. They're mad at you that you left Georgia, and some people are still mad at you today.
And this was probably 30 years later, bro.
Yes, it was. I think 81.
Anyway, let's get back to the All-Star game. Then I want to get to the Packers.
By the way, I want to let people know my question about what Herschel Walker and Gary Ellerson have in common is their first professional team was not the NFL for either of them.
No, it was the USFL.
Yeah, both of you played your first year in the USFL. You were on Reggie White's team.
But never played a down for the Memphis Showboats.
You didn't?
No.
Okay. Now,
Pepper Rogers was the head coach.
He'd been the coach at UCLA. He was a good college coach. Herschel Walker definitely played in the USFL for the New Jersey.
Yeah. Pepper Rogers was the head coach for the Memphis Showboats when I was there.
Mm-hmm. So you left college when you had a year left to play in the USFL.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you get paid?
Myself and David Fulcher, who later played for the Cincinnati Bengals, were the first two players to forego their senior year and was able to get into the NFL draft. I had to petition. I got lawyers to have myself petition to play in the NFL to forego my senior year. Look that up too. See if you guys can look that up and make sense of that.
Yeah, we can. No, this is good. Now let's get to the Packers. My Discount Liquor Twitter poll question was...
No, I'm not done telling the story. I'm not done telling my high school story.
Okay,
yet.
Keep going.
Because you want to know all this.
I do, yes.
It up. We're at the All-Star game. Guy says, what position you want to play? I say, I want to play flanker because I know I had looked at his offense, blah, 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 and they use the flanker a lot, right? And then so as practice was going out, Vince Dooley came to the practice and all this stuff, this, that, and didn't speak to me. So I called my high school coach, and I says, hey, coach, I don't think they're going to throw me any balls. I'm not getting any passes in this game. And maybe Pebbles, you guys can look this up too on the Georgia High School All-Star game that I played in. And so for sure, we get to the game, I got no passes. They ain't throw me not one ball.
Wait a minute. Hold on. I'm confused. I thought you were a great running back in college or high school.
I was a wide receiver in high school.
And you became then a running back at Wisconsin?
Wisconsin recruited me as an athlete.
I got you. Wow.
I don't know if they still do that these days.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. But I didn't know that applied to you.
Yeah, Wisconsin recruited me as an athlete. When Wisconsin recruited me, Coach McClain came to my home and said, you know what? We never had a guy like you before. Whatever you good at, that's where you going to play.
Would you have played wide receiver if Al Toon hadn't been on the team at the time?
Excuse me?
Wasn't Al Toon at Wisconsin at the same time as you?
Yeah, he came in my freshman year. We were both in the same freshman
Right,
class.
and if my question is, if Al Toon hadn't been there, would you have been a wide receiver instead of a running back at Wisconsin?
I'm gonna be honest with you, and Al knows this. Al couldn't, our freshman year, couldn't walk and chew gum at the same time.
The Al Toon that's in the Hall of Fame.
Correct.
Whoa.
His freshman year.
I got it.
But guys develop, right?
I don't know. That's incredible development.
Yeah. And he was a triple jumper, all that. But his skills as our freshman year wasn't amongst the best people in our freshman class. We had a lot of guys in our freshman class that was absolutely incredible. But let me get back to the story.
He's not. Al Toon is not in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. He's not. He's in other Hall of Fames.
But he's in the Wisconsin Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Though, football.
He's probably in 5
the
Hall
college.
of Fames.
Let me get back to I'm gonna get back to this. So I called my head coach and said, they're not gonna throw me in the pass. I can see what's going on. Blah blah. He said, oh yeah, they're gonna throw. I said, they're not. We get to the game, and all of a sudden they're freezing me out. I go to the head coach. I said, if you want to win the game, you need to throw me the ball. They finally give me a reverse. I run the reverse for a touchdown. We scored. We end up losing the game to the North squad, but I was the best player on the team. They didn't use me because of what was that I should have went to Georgia, and that was a concerted effort not to get me the ball.
Whoa. Man, I'm glad you told us this story. It is complicated.
Very.
Did anybody ever apologize to you for all this stuff?
Why would they?
Because they treated it like garbage, and it's stupid just because you went to Wisconsin.
No, dude, this is 1981, bro.
I know.
No one's leaving Georgia to go to Wisconsin. Are you kidding me?
Okay.
You ready for? I give my recruiting story. This is all good stuff. Now you got me all tied up.
Yeah.
So Vince Dooley,
head coach of Georgia.
The head coach of Georgia is outside my house waiting on signing day. They actually spend the night in our driveway. And the coach from Wisconsin,
Dave McClain,
came and got me after school, and they took me to my head coach's house because they didn't want me to go home.
Because they figured Dooley was at your home.
They knew, well, we knew he was there. My mom was saying, hey, they're here, they're at the house, they're outside, they're in the driveway. They spent the night in our driveway. I was at my high school's coach's house because the next morning we had to sign a national letter of intent.
Right.
Am I going to get people in trouble here?
No, you're not getting any
I've never told this story.
I know.
I've never told this story. Never. So anyway, we wake up the next morning. My mom calls my high school coach. She says, Vince Dooley, they're all still here. They're out front. They rang the doorbell. My mom went to the door. She says, Gary's not here. So anyway, I'm at my high school coach's house. The coaches from Wisconsin came over to my high school coach's house. We signed a national letter of intent to go to Wisconsin.
When did you decide you were going to Wisconsin instead of Georgia? Did anybody know what you were going to do for sure, or not until that time?
No. So at that particular time, Homer, I signed my early. There was 2 letters you could sign. I signed my early letter to go to Georgia.
Whoa.
Which means that I cut off all contact
to
the SEC. But I can keep my recruitment open to all other conferences.
Got it.
So I had signed early to go to Georgia. So they had already thought I was coming, blah, blah, blah. But I need to sign the second letter when it was all said and done to signify that either I was going to go to Wisconsin or Georgia. Wisconsin all along kept recruiting me. They didn't stop. Everybody else stopped because everybody thought I was going to go to Georgia. Wisconsin kept recruiting me.
Wow. This is good.
So anyway, I'm at my high school coach's house, and I signed a letter to go to Wisconsin. Dave McClain, all those guys, they were there, blah, 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 signed a letter. Then my high school coach, we get in the car, we drive to my high school, and he pulls up in the front of my high school,
And Vince Dooley's there.
Standing at the door is Vince Dooley.
Oh, man.
And so my high school coach says, get out. I say, Coach, it's Vince Dooley right there. What I'm going to tell him? He says, get out the car. I'm going to go around to the back to my office. You need to fess up, and you need to tell them that you signed to go to Wisconsin. I was 18.
And?
I got out the car. Vince Dooley standing in the front door. He says, Gary, are you ready to be a Bulldog? And I said, Coach, I'm going to Wisconsin. And he says, what? I said, Coach, I'm going to Wisconsin. And then he looked in my eyes and he said, they bought you out, didn't they? I go, what do you mean? He goes, they bought you out, didn't they? I said, Coach, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm going to Wisconsin. That's who I signed with today. And then Vince Dooley looked at me and he goes, you haven't heard the last word from us.
Whoa! I'll bet it was the last word from them, but maybe I'm wrong.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. So then I go in the office to my coach. I tell my high school coach what happened. And he says, don't worry about it. He says, don't worry about it. We got it. And then about a month later, the NCAA made an appointment and they came to my high school to interview me about my recruitment to Wisconsin. I've never told this story ever. So the NCAA came to my high school. My high school coach had already briefed me. He goes, you sit down in this chair. I'm going to sit over here. You just follow my lead. Just shut up. Don't say a word. He goes, everything Wisconsin did was legal and by the book. I'll take care of all the questions. So sure enough, 3 suits came in from the NCAA. They sat down with myself and my high school coach to interview me about my recruitment at Wisconsin.
And that's the end of it. That's the last you heard from the NCAA and anybody.
That's it.
And now, the final question for the traitor, Gary Ellerson. Have you, since that day, ever regretted going to Wisconsin, or do you believe and have always believed that you made the right decision?
Not one bit. And it was the greatest decision I ever made in my life. Because my mom, and I tell you the inside of the inside. Here you go, inside of the inside. My mom was a school teacher. My grandmother was a school teacher. And they was all about education, right? School, go to school, class, degree, blah, blah, blah.
And your mom said, Gary, you're going to Wisconsin. That's what I believe.
And you're going to get your degree. And not that Georgia didn't talk about it, but they didn't talk about it enough for my mom.
And no, she knew which school was going to put more importance to an education. She knew that. Doesn't matter what everybody says.
My mom felt all along. She goes, I don't care what you do, even if you screw up at Wisconsin, they're going to take care of you and you're going to get your degree. And for sure, I got my degree at Wisconsin some 20 years after I left Wisconsin.
Right, because you left before your senior year, so you wouldn't have had it then.
Correct.
Wow.
Correct.
And you went back.
Correct. So 20 years later, I went back and applied to get back in school at Wisconsin, and they let me back in. And then they had to jump through some hoops, but I ended up transferring from Wisconsin to Whitewater to finish my degree.
Wow. And have you ever talked to Vince Dooley since?
Isn't he dead?
He might be now, but there was time between when you were 18. Did you ever talk to Vince Dooley after that last conversation with him?
No.
All right.
No, that was it.
All right, we're late, but I don't care because this is good. This is historic. I don't know the next segment will be as good, but it'll be about the Packers. Next.
Yeah. The Homer Hour is back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
Southbound on Brewers Boulevard, south of I-94, looks like we got a broken down vehicle that is stuck in the left lane, so watch out for that. We've also got an accident on 94 eastbound just at the end of the Highway 83 on-ramp, and that's got backups all the way back to about Genesee Street, so be careful with that. Southbound 43 backing up basically from just before Hampton all the way down past Keefe. Northbound's going to be slow from Fond du Lac Avenue all the way up past Keefe as well. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, rain ending with a low of 67. Tomorrow, spotty showers and storms possible, mostly cloudy otherwise, a high of 78. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Loziga on 94.5 ESPN.
There's a good chance you're on a budget. We all are. But she wants a diamond. You know it. I know it. And Robert Hack Diamonds knows it too, because they offer a huge collection of lab-grown diamonds, and they sell them at crazy prices. How about 2-carat total weight diamond studs for $8.95? Robert Hack Diamonds can get any size, shape, or clarity in natural or lab-grown diamonds. Don't buy until you call Robert Hack Diamonds. $8.95 for a 2-carat pair of diamond studs. Oh, baby! Robert Hack Diamonds in Greenfield and in Brookfield. Why overspend when you can save at Robert Hack Diamonds for the same diamond you're looking for? Some jewelers are charging nearly $5,000 for a lab-grown diamond. Not Robert Hack. Your visit will be worth it, and she'll think so too. Robert Hack also offers repair services and cash for your old gold. But remember, before you do anything, as I did, RobertHackDiamonds.com, and visit them in Brookfield or in Greenfield.
Looking for a totally rad flavor adventure, brochachos? Look no further than Surfer Boy Pizza as seen in Stranger Things. Each mouthwatering variety contains rich tomato sauce, delicious mozzarella cheese, and a gnarly range of toppings. The crust is crispy on the outside and airy on the inside. You'll think it was hand-tossed by the Surfer Boy Pizza dudes themselves. Look for it in the freezer aisle at your local store and buckle up your taste buds with Surfer Boy Pizza.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman here for Carbless, my go-to drink this summer. Handcrafted right here in Wisconsin, Carbless is a ready-to-drink vodka and tequila cocktail. Perfect for hanging out on the patio by the grill, chilling on the lake, or tailgating at the Brewers game. Plus, it's got 0 carbs, 0 sugar, 0 gluten, and just 100 calories. All summer, make sure you're following Carbless on Instagram at Drink Carbless for your chance to win a Summer Bliss prize package. Find Carbless online and at retailers near you. Carbless. Liss is more.
They say seeing is believing, and when you see what's inside at American Place Casino, you better believe you're gonna love it. Because when it comes to amazing gaming, we're a real game changer. With the most exciting of table games like blackjack, craps, and roulette, the newest slots, a sportsbook, restaurants, bars, and more. So if you're ready for excitement, we'll see you soon. American Place Casino. Change the game.
Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-426-2537.
Dr. Aaron Holtebeck and his team at Holtebeck Eye Center make vision care a top priority with the latest technologies at their state-of-the-art Brookfield office. Dr. Holtebeck has been helping local patients with their eye care needs for over 20 years. And now Holtebeck Eye Center is excited to add Dr. Nasheen Abbas to their team. Dr. Abbas is an ophthalmologist and cornea specialist that will join the team starting in September. Located in Brookfield near the corner of Calhoun and Capitol. Learn more about their services at holtebeck.com.
You're listening to the Homer Hour on 94.5 ESPN.
Hey, fellas, listen up. If you're getting ready to take the next step in life and propose, the Jury Center has to be the first stop. Whether it's naturally mined or lab-grown diamonds, the Jury Center has options for it all. Maybe you don't know exactly what kind of ring that special someone wants, but if you know exactly what kind of ring that special someone wants, but if they have a Pinterest board or ideas, bring it to the Jury Center. Their team of experts will help take your ideas from a dream to a reality. Learn more about their engagement ring and selection or any other services at shoptjc.com. Shoptjc.com or stop in today at any of their 3 locations in Greenfield, Brookfield, or Burlington.
This is the Gary Ellerson Homer Hour. It's Friday. But you got to go to WisconsinOnDemand.com to get the historic, never told like this before, high school and college decision of Gary Ellerson. Yes.
I want to now hear the Brian Bulaga story of him going to Iowa.
Really? But do you think it's?
Yeah.
I don't think it's as complicated as yours.
Yeah, well, that's got to be a lot of schools that wanted him.
I know, but he's just from Illinois. He went to Iowa. He's playing for Kirk Ferentz, a very successul coach.
You know who that sounds like? You ready for this? You know who that sounds
He's
like?
not a traitor like you were.
Oh, my God. See, actually, that sounds like Ron Hallstrom. I think Ron Hallstrom was from Moline, Illinois.
I think you're right.
And ended up going to going to Iowa.
I wonder if they viewed him as a traitor.
There.
I'm not saying you were a traitor.
Yeah, you are.
No,
call me a traitor.
No, I'm saying that's how they would call you, and I don't think anybody called. And you explained it perfectly. Now, if I was Dooley, I'd have said, if you would actually pick Wisconsin over Georgia, then this is good for both of us, because I don't want anybody on my Georgia team that would actually think of going to Wisconsin over Georgia. That's what I would have said if I was Vince Dooley. But he didn't. So
there you have a chance.
There you have it. No, I don't. No, you don't get it. You don't get it. And if you don't get it, I don't want you on my team. Now, I can say that after you've already said you're going to Wisconsin. So it's a little easier since I've already lost you. All right. The Packers had this. They didn't do this when you were playing. They didn't have these workouts between teams, right? The preseason games actually matter.
I'm glad you asked me this, and so I'm going to age myself once again. Back in the day, Wisconsin was known as the Cheese League. So there were a lot of professional teams in and around the state of Wisconsin, and so we had a lot of this going on where teams would practice against each other. Now, I never had it when I was at Wisconsin, but when I played for the Detroit Lions, we flew in and we practiced against the New Orleans Saints.
All right.
And we were here for like 4 or 5 days. And I remember flying in and we had to practice, and it was absolutely nuts. We were going to be here for another 4 days. So I think it was Pat Swilling, Ricky Jackson.
Yes.
The Field Mice. Who was the Field Mice? I think he's in the Hall of Fame too. I forget his name. The inside linebacker. After that first day, then some of our players from the Lions, we got together with the Saints defense, and we said, "Hey, there's no way we can do this for 4 days." The intensity.
So both sides agreed to tank.
We got together. The coaches didn't know that we did, but we got together in the dorms after the first day, and the powers that be, the captains and that, got together and said, "There's no way we can do this for 4 days. Not happening."
Was it Sam Mills, the linebacker?
Sam Mills.
Yeah.
Got a hell of a defense.
Yep, they did.
And so from then on.
So what did you do? Explain. Now you go out there. You've made this agreement. Did people go half speed? What you can't let the coaches know that everybody's
right. There was kind of this wink, wink. We're still going to go full speed. We're going to butt up, but we're not taking anybody to the ground.
Oh, okay. Did the coaches figure out what was going on?
Yeah, they did, and nobody said a word because they knew too. That after we got there was no way we can do that for 4 days.
Am I correct in that then the preseason games were viewed as more important than this workout? Or is that also inaccurate? It was
at that time, the preseason game was viewed greater than that workout. Yeah.
All right.
But there was a lot of that happening. Because then in the Cheese League, and maybe people can look it up and see what's all in the Cheese League.
Yeah, I remember that. Different teams that were all playing. the Bears, and
those teams travel from site to site to practice against each other because they were in.
Seems like maybe Kansas City. Yeah, I think there were maybe 3 or 4 teams. Packers, Bears.
Was it Kansas City, Bears,
Pittsburgh?
Packers?
I don't know who it was.
Saints. The Saints were in lacrosse.
Yep.
Was Kansas City and River Falls?
I can't. It might be, but there. I think you're right. I think there were 4.
Were the Bears?
It was
in
Packers,
Platteville,
Vikings,
maybe?
Bears, Saints, Chiefs, and Jaguars. It looks like.
Okay. Wow. They might move back.
Where were they?
It was the Packers, Vikings, Bears, Saints, Chiefs, and Jaguars.
Wow.
And where were they located? In what facilities? In what town?
Like Platteville.
Yeah, the Bears were in Platteville. It looks like the Packers were in De Pere. The Jacksonville was in Stevens Point. Kansas City was in River Falls. Minnesota was in Mankato, and New Orleans was in La Crosse.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
they might end up getting back to that. We're gonna take a break here. We're behind, and I'm proud that we're behind. So you can go to Wisconsin On Demand and hear the Gary Ellerson story like never before. All right, where are these places? That's what's important. American Place Casino, it's a half hour south of Franklin. American Place Casino, just a half hour south of Franklin, maybe 32 minutes, someone said. Located in Lake County, Illinois, fine. It's a half hour south of Franklin. That's what you need to know. Table games, they got the slot machines, they got a sports book, they got all kinds of great food, North Shore steaks and seafood. And you can get the promotions, AmericanPlaceCasino.com. But remember only one thing, American Place Casino, just a half hour, maximum 32 minutes south of Franklin. All right, more location. Higher Love Cannabis Company. 7 stores located across the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, including just over the border in Menominee. That would be 19 seconds over the border in Milwaukee, in the Upper Peninsula. Higher Love is the only UP cultivator offering organic, clean green certified products. You can count on them to provide only the good stuff, none of the bad stuff. And most importantly, Higher Love Cannabis Company, less than an hour from Green Bay, and 2 hours and 18 minutes from downtown Milwaukee. Higher Love Cannabis Company, again, less than an hour from Green Bay and 2 hours and 18 minutes from downtown Milwaukee. 7 locations in the Upper Peninsula. Gary Ellerson on the Green Bay Packers. Not as good as his personal stories, but it's next.
More of the Homer Hour coming up next on 94.5 ESPN. Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Also sponsored by Coors Light.
I think I'm going to have to bring Romeo Doubs into the Tausch stand category and start promoting and pushing him more.
Wilde and Tausch.
I feel like he is just so criminally. Like, he's an afterthought for too many Packer fans, and I think he's going to have a bust-out year.
Weekdays 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN and available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
ESPN Radio Sports Beat with Freddie Coleman.
Aaron Judge keeps rising and rising and rising. This is what happens when you're one of the biggest stars in a sport that really needs a star, like we have in Aaron Judge of the New York Yankees and Shohei Ohtani of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Not only did he hit his 300th home run for the New York Yankees in their 10-2 win over the Chicago White Sox last night, he did it in less than 1,000 games. The one who did it quickest before him was Ralph Kiner. He needed 1,087 games to hit 300. Aaron Judge did it in 955 games. He keeps doing that thing and doing that thing. But that championship thing is still eluding the New York Yankees. Right now, they have not won a world championship since 2009. It's been a long, long time since the boys from the Boogie Down Bronx have been able to raise that trophy above their heads. So Aaron Judge clearly understands. These numbers are fantastic, but the number that means the most is a world championship number. And right now, that number for the New York Yankees is stuck on 27. In 60 seconds, Nuggets superstar Nikola Jokic vaunts the violon.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Nicola enjoys the simple things in life. What more could he need? It's not like we didn't have a summer house, horses, or similar things before, but what more does he need than this, quote, end quote? Nikola Jokic was talked about that way by his dad, Branislav, in an interview with Sporto. He says, my son just wants to focus on basketball, but he loves his country of Serbia. He doesn't need to live downtown. He does not need the nightlife. He does not need the boogie in that kind of way. Nikola Jokic lets it be known. He enjoys what he does on his own terms. He's not on social media. He's not out there hanging out. He's not doing anything that have the trappings of stardom that a lot of people crave and really, really want and really, really need. Everything is not for everybody, and the way he goes about is not for everybody. But for Nikola Jokic, that works, and that should be good enough for anybody, no matter what you think about him or what he does in his own private life. For the ESPN Radio Sports Beat, I'm Freddie Coleman.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance, like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Welcome back to the Homer Hour on 94.5 ESPN.
I'm going to help you with your eyes just like they do with all the other stuff. Holtbeck Eye Center. I met with Dr. Aaron Holtbeck and his team recently at their Brookfield office. They make vision care a high priority with the latest technologies at their state-of-the-art office. They do it so well, they got too many people. He wants to help more people. Dr. Holtbeck helping local patients with their eye care over 20 years. So now, got too many people. I got to add somebody. Dr. Nausheen Abbas. And they got tough names there. Nausheen Abbas. Just say, I want to add it to the starting lineup in September. Why? Because he's got too many people. I need to find somebody really good. That's how Dr. Aaron Holtbeck does it. All right? The Eye Center in Brookfield near the corner of Calhoun and Capitol. Learn more about their services at holtbeck.com. And yeah, say, did Homer do that right? Nausheen Abbas? If whoever's working with him, he's got to be good or he wouldn't add him to their team. Dr. Aaron Holtbeck. All right. You're going to be watching the game Sunday night just to see if LaFleur's mad or because they supposedly didn't play as well or practice as well as they should have, though I don't even know how important that is.
Well, no, homie, it is important. But here's what I'm telling you. This is a young team. And I said to you 2 weeks ago, what is the correction after the correction?
Yes,
and that's what we're going. And that's what we're going to find out.
How do
that's what this season to me. That's what this season to me is all about.
Yes.
When they get punched in the mouth, what's the correction? Because it's going to happen.
So when can? Because I'm going to ask you. All right, Gary, you told us it's the correction on the correction, but. When do you say you have to go through the whole season, right? It's the whole season.
Yes, you do. It's the whole season.
So don't overreact after a game or two. I'm still amazed about last year. They're 1-5, and LaFleur, they didn't overreact. They didn't act like a young team. They acted like we're good and we can prove people wrong, and that's not what young teams do. So based on their bounce back last year, shouldn't I assume that they should be as good at a correction this year as last year?
No, because defenses had a whole off season to really work on this and to hone it in.
Which means they should be even better.
No, the defense. They don't know what
I apologize. The other team's defenses.
Yes.
Yeah. Who's our defensive guy? We need maybe you're it. So you've watched it. What would you do to Jordan Love?
I play more zone.
Do you blitz more, or do you just stay back and give him all day?
He ate the blitz up. I play more zone.
Okay. And so I'll let him sit back there and take all the time he wants. I'm just going to try to confuse him with where people are, either him or the wide receivers, or is that right? What?
And mix it up. And mix it up. Like if Dom Capers was still the defensive coordinator, what did he have, that fire blitz zone or whatever? That's what I'd be doing against Jordan Love and Matt LaFleur. Figure it out. He'll eat up man-to-man like never before.
Does the ability to have multiple wide receivers and or tight ends to go to make it better for Jordan Love against this, or does it not really matter? I mean, the assumption is
it does. It does, but now he's got to find them.
And do they have to know where to go and where to sit down?
Correct.
Yeah,
it's just more. It's just more thinking involved. You really got to be on the same page. Versus, I got man-to-man across the board. I see it. Maybe a one high safety. The play that he threw to Dontavian Wicks for the touchdown was absolutely magnificent. He saw the safety. He looked at the crossing route coming across. Looked at the safety. Safety jumped on the crossing route. Hit it. Dontavian Wicks had man-to-man across the top. Touchdown.
All right, we have run out of time, except for the final statement by Gary Ellerson, still in the state of Georgia, called the traitor. Are you okay with being called a traitor by someone in Georgia because you are proud of your decision to play at the University of Wisconsin?
Well, of course I'm proud of my decision to play at Wisconsin.
I just want to let you say it again so everybody has it.
I got drafted by the Packers. Could it work out any better?
It worked out exactly as your mom had hoped, right?
Yeah, could it work out any better?
Well, no, because I think she's saying, I don't know when he's going to get his degree, but I can tell you this. He goes to Wisconsin, he will get a degree. Did she say that? Because that would have been 100% right.
Yeah, exactly.
Is your mom still alive?
Yes, she is. She'll be here in like 3-4 weeks.
I'll bet she's really proud of you.
Can I bring her in studio?
Heck yes.
All right, I'm going to bring her in studio. She'll tell you the story.
It won't tell it any better than you did, but I'll bet you'll have a slightly different spin.
Well, I mean, she may have some cursing in there.
There you go. That's fine. Yep. We allow it. Gary Ellerson. Oh, what a story. WisconsinOnDemand.com. Just go. This next show is going to be good, but you got to listen to this one twice. The second time you hear the Gary Ellerson story, it's even better than the first time. Next.
Things are starting to get better. Southbound on 43, we're seeing backups from just before Hampton Avenue down past Capitol Drive. Northbound slowing down between Locust and Keefe. Eastbound 94, a little tight from the Zoo interchange to 68th Street, but the westbound side's cleared up nicely. Westbound 894 still a little